Hey, how you doing? I'm Chris,
My name is Cameron.
and we are the hosts of SolarEdge Night Mode, your after-hours happy hour for solar enthusiasts and solar geeks.
Yeah, absolutely. So I dragged Chris down to Milpitas with me just so I could show him the Nexus solution, the SolarEdge Nexus solution. It's a fantastic, breakthrough, innovative product that I'm really excited to talk about. Blood, sweat, and tears went into this thing. But before we get started, what are you drinking tonight?
So I am actually, one of our colleagues, Emily, here at work, actually went over to get us some craft brews because she's a big fan. And so I have got Cantaloupe Island. It's a hazy IPA from Cellar Maker, and it's 7% alcohol by volume, 1 pint, hopped with Citra, Simcoe, and Crush.
That's awesome. Yeah. She also got me this really rad beer. It's called Chill Switch. And I love it because like I do rapid shutdown, I do code and compliance and policy, Kill Switch. Sounds like Kill Switch, but you know what we do here on Night Mode? We chill. We chill.
Absolutely.
It's a chill switch. This is a fruited sour, and I have been known to enjoy the occasional sour. So I'm excited to try something new. Cheers, my friend. All right.
Cheers to all of you. As always, if you're enjoying, enjoy responsibly. Sadly, our wives are not going to be picking us up today because we are 150 miles away from home.
Yes. And our walk home is just like across the street to the hotel.
Yeah.
So
it's a rough commute. So it's going to be a little bit different. We're probably going to have our buddy Evan that you remember from episode 8 come in and hang out a little bit today.
Yeah.
He's going to be your hands. And then because we're actually doing like a live installation demo, I'm probably going to have to hop behind the camera a little bit and move around so we can actually see what's going on. So yeah.
That's okay. We can do that.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
So should I just like start us off with the Nexus solution and kind of like walk through the benefits of it or what's cool about it?
Yeah, let's start with just the basics of the unit as a whole and just kind of get an understanding of what it does.
Yeah, sure. So everyone knows, or maybe they don't know, but we make inverters and batteries, right? And so we can see actually probably in camera, you can see the SolarEdge home battery behind Chris right there. Now, the SolarEdge home battery is a 10 kilowatt hour monolithic battery. And so there's a kind of like two philosophies about ease of installation. What makes a battery easy to install? Is it just like a lot of guys for a short amount of time pushing something into position, like that giant battery right there? Or is it just a few people being able to maneuver and manipulate a smaller battery and getting it into tight spaces? But then you have to consider the amount of time that it takes to wire those smaller components together. Yeah. So those are the kind of the two ideas. There's big, giant, monolithic battery. It takes more people to move, but it's just one and done. You move it into position, and you don't have to touch it again. Or is it fewer people moving smaller components, but you may have to go back and forth a couple of times and get all the pieces together and then wire those pieces together, right? So our modular approach with the Nexus solution revolutionizes modular batteries because there is no wiring components that go between the batteries. It's all done just by setting it into position.
So no fiddly RS485 wires in between different units.
Yep. No communication wires, no power cables, no proprietary cables between the units. You don't have to make anything. It just is click it into position and then get the next one. Click it into position, get the next one. And that's all it takes. All the mechanical, there's no bolts. It's all mechanical interconnected with a little spring. So there's like, you can almost do this without a single tool. But there's still one tool you need.
One tool.
I guess if you also count the two tools you need to like strip your wires and stuff like that. So,
but less tools.
A lot less tools than what it used
to be. We're going to be answering your questions live. If you see me get up, it's because we are kind of like in a different setup than our usual studio setup. So I actually have to like look and see chat over there because we needed to get everything here in frame. So feel free to drop your questions into chat over on the right-hand side of your screen. Or if you want to email us and be a little bit more discreet, you can email nightmode@solaredge.com. So we'll answer your questions live as we go through.
Absolutely. So one of the things I like about, so we're here for Sales Week and Tech Summit Week. It's where we all get together as SolarEdge and make sure that we're aligned on everything we're doing. So what's your favorite part about this week?
My favorite part is just seeing like my SolarEdge family. I know that sounds really, really cliche, but when I first started working here at the company, I kind of walked into the office and I'm seeing like baseball stuff here, and I'm seeing like anime stuff here, and I'm seeing like camera stuff there. And it's like everybody was just kind of like being who they were and just sharing the things that they were really enthusiastic about. And that's one of the things that I love about SolarEdge is everybody's really enthusiastic about stuff. And if you're really enthusiastic about something, everyone else is there to support you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I think my favorite thing about this week is just trying to get different perspectives. I get so focused on the thing that I'm trying to do, just a fresh of set eyes to ask good questions, probing questions, making sure that I have covered all the bases. I really value and appreciate those types of things, which is kind of why I like doing this also, because you guys ask great questions.
Absolutely.
Like, oh man, I hadn't thought about that. Let me think about this. So that's one of the things that I love about coming here is I get to talk to the SolarEdge professionals and consider the things that they may know more about than I do. And so that's why I like talking to them.
Yeah, and if you want to talk with Cam, he is going to be at RE Plus. I have other engagements, sadly, so I don't get to go.
Yeah, so
no Vegas trip for me.
RE Plus is a couple weeks,
Yeah.
and so you guys are getting like kind of the preview. So I'll be showing this at RE Plus. So please check us out. Find us at the booth. Email us at SolarEdge Night Mode if you want to know where we're at RE Plus. We'll send out the booth details. But this is kind of like the preview, the sneak peek, the dry run of what I'm going to be doing at RE Plus.
Yeah, I don't think anybody customer facing has seen any of this.
Yeah, so
this is the first time for many of us here within the company as well.
Yeah, so you guys are lucky. You like count yourselves lucky. So do you want to just go ahead and get started, and if Evan comes and he can join us?
Yep, absolutely. We can do that.
Okay.
But I think what we're going to have to do, sadly, is we're going to have to move the beer.
No, let me take a sip first.
Okay.
Oh, and if we're moving the beer, then we should do our beer check-in.
Yeah. Oh, beer check-in.
Oh, so good. All right, you go first.
Yeah, it's definitely a hazy, not overpoweringly fruity. And it's just got this nice little bite on the very, very end of it. It's really, really good. I'm just going to set this over here on the side.
Nice.
And when I'm behind the camera, no one can see me sipping it.
So I like the sour. It is definitely a sour. It is a fruited sour beer. And what's okay is, when I drink sours, they're very refreshing in the hot summer. And so that's what I like about sours most. So I think the best solution is to kind of maybe set it piece by piece, and we'll review what every piece is and how it stacks together to create the Nexus solution. Does that sound good?
That is fantastic. I love that idea.
Okay, so first and foremost, we have the SolarEdge Nexus battery block. This is what it looks like. It is so light and easy to move. This one doesn't have any chemistry in it, so it's a little bit lighter than what you will get. So we're in the middle of alpha testing right now. We're about to start our beta testing, but it is so easy to install. So once you set it into position, you're going to take your handles and move it to the next battery block. But before you grab the next battery block, you should level it and get it in position. So there's two things that you need to do that. The first is the bubble level, which comes on the battery itself. So we already give you the level. The second thing you need is the wall tilt bracket. That's what this little guy is. I'm going to try to get in here on the camera. So the tilt bracket has a no-go go indicator right here. All right. Almost. Okay. And so this basically tells you the distance that you need to put the battery block to the wall. So I'm just going to rest it in position and then say, oh, I need to move it forward a little bit. Okay. I need to move it back a little bit. Okay. And then once I have it in position, I can just screw this bracket right into place. And so, oh, thanks, Chris. Thanks for giving me that. So that's what I'll do. I'm going to stand on this side because I'm right-handed.
That's fine.
All right. Okay. So now that the, oh, that's a good idea. Now that the battery block 1 is in position, let's talk a little bit about the kind of fresh details on this battery block, how it is different than the battery we make today. Whoops. So first and foremost, this is a 5 kilowatt hour battery. All right. So if you look at this thing, this is 10 kilowatt hours and this one's 5. So we're going to stack up another battery on top and we're going to make a 10 kilowatt hour battery so we can get a pretty good comparison. Second, the chemistry that we do in this battery is LFP. So it's lithium ion iron phosphate cells. The market has spoken. The market has said, we like LFP. They don't have as good temperature ranges as NMC does, but we like LFP, so that's what we're using. To help with temperature ranges, we have included 250-watt heaters inside the battery, all right? So that means we can take our battery temperatures down to -4 degrees Fahrenheit. We also have this nice aluminum enclosure. It's all aluminum. This is a decorative cover that's magnetic, completely customizable. You can paint it the same color as your house. You can put a custom logo on it. Maybe your favorite sports team. Hey, Chris, what's your favorite sports team?
Oh, the Yankees, of course.
That's right.
Everybody hate me.
I forgot. It's okay. So it's completely customizable. So if you wanted to put a Yankees logo right on the front of this, you totally can, as long as you don't paint the aluminum enclosure. Okay, so we have a very wide temperature range properties. The next thing that makes this battery block really magical is this guy right here. So this is the quick connector, and that's what mates the two battery blocks together. It gives us our DC wiring and our communication wiring, and it is done just by stacking one battery on top of the next. So once you get your first battery block into position, like I did, how long did that take?
No time at all.
Yeah, a minute. Okay, so then we're going to get our next battery block.
And let me see if I can get that click for you.
Yeah. Nice. So I already took the red cap off of the bottom of this battery block, and maybe I can get. Okay, I saw smudge on my decorative cover, and I was no, who smudged my battery? It was the sales guys. All right, let's see if we can get the click. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put this into position. Got your microphone ready?
Got the microphone ready.
Did you get it?
I think we got it.
It was fast. All right, so we have just completed all of our DC wiring, all of our communication wiring, and now we have a 10 kilowatt hour battery block. So look at the size comparison here. Now, if you were to take the cover off of this, you'd see the chemistry like right here and right here. And if you were to take the chemistry or the cover off of this, you'd see the chemistry all down here. It's relatively similar. There's one exception. Now that this is into position, we're going to use our Nexus link. And the Nexus link provides us a lot of cooling for the battery system. All right, so the Nexus link is a BMS of BMSs. Looks like this. And make sure my quick connector is open. All right. Now I've done all of my DC wiring and I've created a battery. So the Nexus link, if you wanted your inverter installed in a different location than where the battery is, you would stop right here and you'd flip up this antenna if you need to, and you'd run some DC wires from the battery to the inverter. But we made it so you can stack the inverter right on top of this battery, like right on top of the link. And it's very simple on how you do that.
All right, now I got a couple questions for you.
Lay it on me.
What temperatures, this came into night mode at SolarEdge.com. What temperatures and elevations can I install these in?
That's a great question. So -4 degrees Fahrenheit all the way up to 131 degrees Fahrenheit at the high end.
Mm-hmm.
Elevation is 3,000 meters, so 9,820 feet.
So previously this guy was 2,000 meters or 6,250 feet.
Yeah.
So we're 9,000 numbers.
9,000 meters now.
Yeah.
Or 3,000 meters, 9,000
feet and numbers. So yeah. So now we're opening places up like Tahoe, locations in Colorado, any place above
Utah.
that 6,000 feet.
Absolutely.
That's a big deal.
So a lot of that comes from the heating properties and cooling properties that we've put into the battery.
Mhm.
So when you get at a higher elevation, the dielectric constant changes in the air, and that's really hard on the chemistry. So there's our previous cell manufacturer did not let us go above 2,000 meters, but our new one does, and that is partly because now we can cool the battery better, and the cells are different.
And just to be clear, that temperature range is internal temperature of the battery itself, not
Yep.
external temperature.
That's correct. Yeah,
So by just doing work, it's generating heat.
generating
Yeah.
heat.
In
Absolutely.
addition to the heating pads.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I also love about this, again, I've put a lot of work into making this easy to install.
Mhm.
So you saw that the only tool we needed was our hands.
Yeah.
And I guess for the bracket, we did need a drill, right? So here's the wall bracket. Do you think you should measure anything?
I hate measuring brackets.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So I made these two little notches on top of the link. So all you have to do is basically set this into position, grab your level, zip it into place, and now you're good to go. Which
You know,
is
ever since like that measuring tool with the fast mount,
yeah.
I just love just auto measuring things. It
Yeah,
just
like-
makes me so happy.
I lost my mounting screw. I don't know where it went.
It's okay. I'll get it for you.
I'll get the inverter. How about that? Oh no!
Oh, here you
because I
go.
gotta- Oh, there it is. Wow, it was like right in front of me this whole time.
It's okay. I prepared it for you.
Thanks, bud. All right, so once you have the bracket in position, again, it just rests right on top. You don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
You just zip this little guy right into position. Cool. I promise I know how to use tools. All right, now this bracket is in position. It doesn't need to go anywhere. We're going to set the inverter on top.
And the inverter is 70 pounds?
Yeah, I hope I don't clip the microphone off with this thing.
Now, the thing I like about this is on the back end here,
I have really good handles.
you've actually got some really great handles for this guy. I'm going to come
towards you. Towards you. Towards me. Yeah. All right.
Oh, hold on.
I got to get over the bracket.
There we go. My fault.
So it's got some really comfortable handholds, so you can get your hand back here without hurting it. You can get your hands underneath without pinching them. And so like I really wanted to make it easy and comfortable to hold without danger of pinching yourself.
Yeah, because that's one of my biggest gripes with batteries, especially some of the early monolithic ones, is there were no handles.
Yeah.
You just kind of had to hope that you got that thing on the wall without injuring yourself.
Living on a prayer.
Yeah.
Whoa. All right. Additionally, one thing that I want to point out is look at this nice, robust aluminum chassis.
Yeah.
So the whole inverter has become a heat sink. It helps cool the inverter. What that does is it allows us to get up to higher power classifications now. So this guy allows 13 kilowatts on grid, 14.5 kilowatts while in backup mode.
That's significant. That's a big jump from our current platform.
Yeah, it's about a 20% jump
Yeah.
than our current platform. So we allow a lot more power coming out of this thing. One of the things that I really dedicated a lot of effort to is just the robustness. I wanted this to feel, look like, and be a high quality product. So we're using automotive grade capacitors. We're using surface cooled carbide silicon MOSFETs. Like we are no longer stressing any of our components. We made sure that there is a 20% safety factor in every single component that we selected.
Now, this is an alpha unit, or this is a demo unit with components. It's going to look similar to this, but it won't necessarily be the same. But one of the things that I absolutely love is the Wago style terminals.
Oh yeah, these guys.
Yeah.
So when you're wiring stuff, like no more torquing requirements. A lot of installers know how to and love using these Wago style terminal blocks. If I had some wire around here, which we probably do, I could probably go dig some. We could probably dig some wire up. Yeah. So that's what I really like about these. So these are your DC connection points right here. Your AC Wago lever styles are on this side. You have a lot of flexibility when it comes to this inverter. You can take your conduit out of the side here. If we didn't have the battery stack and you were just using this as a PV only system without batteries, there's conduit ports on the bottom. And then if you look closely, you can see that there's conduit ports in the back too. So if you want to go into the wall or out of the wall. It's a great way to have a lot of flexibility. Just a great way to install this product. Additionally, go ahead.
But all I found was some number 8.
Oh, that's fine. That'll work.
Okay.
It's just practice. It's just pretend, right? We're not actually like I'm not going to take this off or anything. So I'll show you I'll take this green wire out and I'll show you just how easy it is to close the connectors. So positive is going to be on the left, negative is going to be on the right. So you just push this wire in. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to do it in the wrong place, silly. And then it's good. Like that's all you have to do. So if I had my strippers with me, like I can't even get that out. It's so easy to install these wires. So of course your ground wire is going to go into here, but I don't have a screwdriver with me, so we're not going to install that right now. But that's how it is. Let's say you had your DC conduit coming down the right-hand side of this, because that's just where you put it. We have a wire tunnel now and a lot of space to put these wires in. So you can run these wires all the way across here, and we have these little nubs so you can cable manage the wires and have them in this tunnel. And so now we allow pass through for your DC and AC conductors if you need that.
That is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
And does that count as separation?
Yeah. So the code says that if you're going to have AC and DC conductors in a raceway, they have to have separation unless that raceway is listed for that purpose. Well, guess what? An inverter is listed to mix DC and AC. That's the nature of it. So if you're getting called out on it, you can manage the cables where there's a separation, and you'll be fine. So it is listed for this purpose. It is intended to do that.
So if I was stuck in a situation where I absolutely had to crisscross, bring my DC on the wrong side, I could. That's great.
Yeah. So another fun feature is we include the antenna. So some of you may remember the old wide antennas sticking on top of our inverters, and they came like taped to the front, and then you could like unwrap it and stick it on top. These have our antennas included. So you have a cellular antenna and the SolarEdge home network antenna and a Wi-Fi antenna. So if you want to connect it to the homeowner's Wi-Fi, you can do that. And we have fallback communication, which means, let's say the cell tower goes down for whatever reason, it'll fall back to Wi-Fi. Or let's say the Wi-Fi gets disconnected for some reason, it can fall back to cellular. So if you set up both, you have a lot of redundancy there, and you always have communication to your system, and you know what's happening with it.
So now we're moving to a single SKU model or a single part number model with this, correct?
Oh yeah, single SKU.
Yeah.
That's my next favorite topic is single SKU. So for those of us who don't know what a SKU is, it's just a part number. It's a model number. And what we're doing is for Nexus and now for SolarEdge Home Hub inverters, it is just going to be one inverter to rule them all, right? How we do that is we have a special sticker that says when it leaves the factory, it's a 13 kilowatt inverter for Nexus. It's a 13 kilowatt inverter. And if you want to power limit it during the commissioning process, you're going to say, oh, you're 13 kilowatts, but I actually want you to be a 7.6 kilowatt inverter. And you apply a special sticker that we give you, and you put it on the side of the inverter, and that's all you have to do. So when you commission the system, you can tell it what power class you want. Who does that help? It helps most of our installers. It helps our distribution partners. It helps our RMA channel, our operations channel.
100%.
So the homeowner, they probably won't know one way or the other that it's a single SKU, but everyone else that is involved in the chain all the way back to us is excited, because that means we only have one product to manufacture. We only have one product to store, one product to ship.
So no more worries about somebody loading your truck with the wrong equipment. You show up on site, you've got the wrong inverter. Now you're doing a trip back to the warehouse and back to site. You just lost 3 hours.
Or even RMAs, like, oh, did they send me the right inverter or whatever? Like you are assigning what it is at the installation.
And so if this is, 11.4 body, correct?
Well, this is 13.
13, okay. So it's a 13 body. So if you're like installing it as a 7600, you've got plenty of hardware headroom so that you're never going to like push the hardware too far.
Exactly.
That's great.
Yeah. So one of the size difference that I love to look at is like if you look at this compared to the SolarEdge home battery that you're standing next to right now. So this is the same energy density, so kilowatt hours, better energy density, but the same capacity. And then we have the inverter included on top, and it is still smaller than that thing. So yeah, we have learned a lot about cells and chemistry and how the inverter operates and what happens with it over the years. And we have just implemented all of that information into this next generation product.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can, well, I'll just roll this out and just kind of point down here. We actually do have 2 more battery blocks down here on the cart.
Yeah.
We just don't have room on here. So we could actually build this up.
Yeah, this light is in our way, which is why we didn't go any higher. But yeah, you're absolutely right. We can add 2 more battery blocks in the stack.
Yeah.
And have like this really tall tower of power. Like,
wonderful band.
Tower of power.
Oh yeah.
So like that's one of the best things about this product is just the modularity. Maybe you're not ready for the full stack. You can always come back later. Maybe you only have enough money for two modules. So it just makes it a lot more versatile for any person.
Yeah, I know a lot of homeowners, it's like once they find out how beneficial a battery can be, they're like, well, I could use a second battery. And they suddenly realize, oh, I don't have enough real estate now. Yeah. And so this really does help out with that a lot.
So now we have to ask ourselves, is it faster to install a monolithic battery or a modular battery?
I'm not going to lie. It's probably going to be a lot easier with this guy. I've done a lot of these, and I love these very much. I mean, it's built like a tank, but from what I know, because I share an office with you, of these guys right here, they are also built like tanks.
Yeah.
With all of the safety features. That is one thing that you are huge on. Safety first, safety last, safety always.
Yep.
Yeah, I just for my back alone, now that I'm getting on in years, that is definitely the way.
Yeah.
Do have a couple of questions.
Lay it on me.
All right. How much power do the how much power do the heaters use off the battery in colder temps?
Oh, that's a great question. So they're just 50-watt heating mats, and they only turn on when they need to be turned on. So it's basically if the battery is operating, there's no need to run a heater because the battery, just by the fact that it is operating, is heating itself. It could be charging or discharging. The only time we need to turn on the heaters is like maybe it's a very cold night and your battery system is asleep. Then yeah, sure, the power goes out. We'll warm up the batteries a little bit softly, and then we'll bring them up, bring them online as they get warmer.
Oh my gosh, I didn't notice that the person that asked that question is my good buddy Tim Dool. How you doing, buddy? Miss ya. Let's see here, Rohit. Where's the new backup interface?
Oh, that's a great question. So the backup interface is what we call our microgrid interconnection device. And what a backup interface does is it isolates the inverter and batteries from the grid when the grid goes down. So we have to provide electrical isolation. So now we have moved to this, what we call the SolarEdge Nexis Islander. And what the Islander does is it sits behind your utility meter. So if you can imagine your electrical panel today, you take out the utility billing meter, you put this guy in, and then you put your billing meter back on top. Okay. So then all you need is a communication wires from here to the inverter. Right here is where you plug it in. And so it's just a standard Cat 5, Cat 6 cable. Yeah. You can buy them factory made if you wanted to. And with that, now this Nexus Islander provides that electrical isolation. So you don't have to make a backup panel. You don't have to rewire any of your home loads. Like all of that is really difficult work. So this saves you about 10 hours of labor if you can install this thing.
Okay, let's see here. Night mode at SolarEdge.com. You said there's one tool that I really, really need. What is that one tool?
Oh, it's a Torx T25. That is the only tool you really need.
So you're going to stick with like universal bolt heads on those?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. One screw, one tool. I don't want you guys to have to change tools out in the field. Like I just want you to be able to do it like one thing.
I remember one unit had different heads for, I believe it was a commercial inverter. The bottom unit and the upper unit had different
heads.
Drove me insane. Let's see here. Will it have Ethernet capability?
Yep. So if you wanted to use the local area network, you could do that. That's right here. Yep. So this is the local area network. This one goes to your meter collar. So this is the same RJ45 jack. This goes to the meter collar. This one goes to the local area network.
Very cool. Let's see here. Jeff emailed into night mode at solaredge.com and wanted to know, as my little tripod rolls away from me, what about 9540 testing?
Yes. So we've already ran our UL 9540A test. A very favorable test report. No flames exited the battery, so we have reduced spacing. That means we can stack. We're allowed to stack batteries 4 inches apart. And here's a little teaser, spoiler for you guys. In that test, we allowed front to back stacking. So if you didn't have any more wall space and you had a lot of depth, you wanted to put another stack in front, we tested for that. So when we have a mounting system and a bracket to do those things, we don't have to run any more testing. It's already certified to do it. So that is a little nugget that I think only people that view this video are going to see or hear. So you're welcome. I did that for you. So 4 inches on left and right. I will note, one of the most common questions I get, Chris, is what happens if this middle battery module stops working for whatever reason? What happens?
Well, it's usually BMS related. As far as my experience with batteries.
It's going to be BMS. Yeah, it's not the chemistry that fails. But first and foremost, the bottom one still operates no problem. So you'll still be able to get energy out of that. If you want to service this, I don't want you to have to undo the inverter, undo the link, undo the Nexus battery block, and take it out. So we know the chemistry is good. So I made a service compartment. So you just take off these 4 screws, and then 4 screws on this side, and you can pull this whole piece out and replace it if you need to. And you can leave everything in the stack. Now there's a catch. I said cooling clearance is on 4 inches on left and 4 inches on right. If you want to take this whole piece out, you need 8 inches.
Okay.
So I will always advise people, recommend that you leave 8 inches on the left. But if you need to reduce your space, maybe you don't have a lot of space, then 4 inches is all that is required.
Let's see here. Is the meter collar compatible with current gen inverters for backup?
Oh, that's a fun question. The meter collar only works with Nexus. Did I make this upside down? I did. I have it upside down. That's why I wasn't going in. The meter collar only works with Nexus. The reason for that is the switching topology and how we get DC to AC conversion is a little bit different than HD Wave and the Home Hub inverters. We create a neutral here. So this is a 120 volt output and has 2 of them to make 240. That's what most homes are. We also operate at 208, and this will be able to do 208 backup too. So for all of us in condos or apartments or stuff like that, we can do that. So the meter collar allows us to just have a switch that electrically isolates the home. The backup interface, because of the Home Hub switching topology, needs a big copper auto transformer, which creates the neutral for that. That's how we get 12240. And so to answer your question, no, the Nexus Islander only works with Nexus. It does not work with our current technology today.
Okay, Andy to SolarEdge, night mode at solaredge.com. What if there's flooding?
Oh, flooding. Heck yeah. So I designed the battery. My target was 12 inches of flood water, right? So if you had 12 inches of flood water, that'd be about here. And that was my target was that, because I know once you get above the first battery block, there's a quick connector here. And that's the hardest part about like water escaping. So I have certified to 6 inches. Now, if you need to get above 6 inches, like this is what you would see as a floor mounted battery block. But we also offer a wall mount kit. So if you need to get 14 inches off the ground, you can get our wall bracket and you mount the battery to the wall bracket and you can get it as high as you want. So long as, you keep in mind the DC disconnect height on the inverter.
Yeah, so that is a good point. So with the 4 stack,
Yep.
can you still reach, is that still code compliant?
Yeah, so there's a DC disconnect switch here on the left-hand side. It's right here. And with the 4 stack, the code, the NEC says, you cannot have a disconnect switch that is higher than 6 feet 7 inches. So 79 inches. And so with the 4 stack, you are 2 inches underneath that. So
Nice.
we are at 77 inches. So if you do a wall mount with 4 battery blocks, a link, and a Nexus inverter, then your wall mount only allows the battery to be 2 inches off the ground. But I don't think many people are going to do that. I think most people are going to do maybe 3 battery blocks is going to be the most common configuration. And so you can put that like 24 inches or 30, it's 30 something inches off the ground and you'll still be under 6.7.
But later on, like if I wanted to like have more battery capacity, I could just set another battery and link next to this guy.
So
in front of this guy.
Yeah, in front of this guy. Or if you wanted to set it to the side, 4 inches apart, and you could do another stack of 2 or 3 or 4 battery blocks and connect the links together. Absolutely.
How many batteries total per inverter?
So you can get 4 stacks of 4 per inverter. So the quick math is, again, it's 4.9 kilowatt hours with a 4.65 kilowatt hour usable. So we'll just use round numbers, 5 kilowatts, right? So that would be 20 kilowatt hours per stack times 4, which is 80 kilowatt hours per inverter. With 3 inverters in backup would put you at 240 kilowatt hours per system.
Nice.
Like that is so much energy.
Now, I know you've been doing a lot of research on NEM2 expansion systems.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff that's in the works right now with that. How does this play into it? Or are we waiting to get a little bit more information as far as certifications and everything that goes along with that? Because that's its own.
We're using, so for those of us in California, if you have a NEM2 system, stay NEM2. And if you want to add a system to them, we call it NEMtegrity or a NEM expansion system. The PCS meter right here allows us to do that. And we're getting a special certification, UL 3141, with the Nexus solution that will allow us to do zero export and allow us to do those NEM upgrades.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, keep those questions coming.
So how do you like it?
I am loving it, honestly. I think the thing that I really like is getting away from getting away from composite and getting to this just cast aluminum.
Yeah,
is just amazing.
Yeah,
this and just the powder coat on this just looks good.
So the trade-off is it's a little heavier, right? But it is so much more reliable, dude.
Yeah, because this is basically just one giant heat sink right here.
Yeah, it's just cooling the system.
My favorite option, honestly, is the handles.
Yeah,
just because I pinched my hands enough and just like trying to get stuff on when you're like grabbing it by the side and kind of mounting it. Having like an actual handle here, just makes all the difference in the world.
Absolutely. Yeah, I really like the decorative covers. So like these things come on and off super easily. And what I like most about them is the customizability.
Yeah.
Because like if I have this in my garage, I'm going to put a big old Arizona Cardinals logo right here. Or maybe I've had so many houses where the HOA is like,
that's it.
It's got to be painted the same color of the house.
Great.
You can do that. You can do that with the decorative cover. Don't paint the aluminum.
Because I've seen inverters that they painted the entire thing, including the heat sink, and the thing immediately started overheating.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but you can
do these covers. Yeah,
paint the decorative cover. So maybe even like you put your company logo on it. Maybe you have a guy whose job stencil is putting your company logo on it, and you can customize it for yourself. Like I think that's the coolest thing. I'm the type of nerd that has like custom Super Nintendo system because I modded it, and I put stickers on all of my things, and so I like doing stuff like that. So I think it's
I can't wait to see my like first hydro dip in the field.
Yeah,
that'll be cool. All right, well, we are ending. We're getting past the half-hour mark a little bit.
Yeah.
We just wanted to get together while we were here this session, just show you guys this cool piece of technology. I absolutely love this thing.
Yeah.
If you are going to be at RE Plus, Cam will be there.
I'll be there.
I will be otherwise engaged, but we also have a happy hour on, I believe, Tuesday the 9th at 4 o'clock, where you can come by and see this, and you can see the meter collar.
Yep.
It's a great happy hour, great chance to hang out, or you can just drop by the booth and come and chat with us, and we'll be happy to give you a little hands-on session with this.
Yeah, I think I'm doing actually hands-on demonstrations like every couple of hours, like starting at like maybe 10, 12, and then 2, I think are my sessions. And maybe 12, 2, and 4. I forget. But it's like every couple of hours, I'm going to be running through these sessions with actual weighted units. So you can get a feel for how heavy it is or kind of like the lift requirement. But Chris, I got to tell you, I've worked for 2 years on this product. And my one complaint is that I don't have it out now.
Yeah.
Like it is so awesome, you guys.
We're doing alpha testing, and we're starting beta testing here very soon. And yeah, really, really excited to see these things go out in the field. And I'm going to be, actually, that's where I'll be while you are at RA Plus, is I'll be filming a whole bunch of the beta tests.
Nice.
So we can gather as much data as possible to make installation easier for everyone and document it.
That's exactly right. Yeah. I know a lot about installation, but everyone's experiences are going to be a little bit different. And that feedback is so important. Right. And then the runtime, you know, I trust the electronics, but just getting them running in the wintertime, especially the battery blocks in the wintertime, is important. I have a couple of alpha installs I'm going to be putting in Arizona, and I was trying to get them in before the summer ended so we can get some hot temperature data.
I remember when you installed the first of the batteries, you installed them like in direct sun on a brick wall, just like fully exposed. And,
absolutely.
So stress tests will happen. It's great. So let's see if there's any more questions, and we'll call it. Let's see. It looks like a great system. Would love to see how it performs in Alaska. Ooh.
Oh, we forgot. We wanted to do a recurring segment. Last night mode we did, somebody sent us a really awesome picture of their installation. So make sure you send us, like, drop your comments in the comment section, but send us pictures at SolarEdge Night Mode. We're going to start a segment where we spotlight your pictures. And
absolutely.
So it'll be at the end of the show, and we'll say, okay, this, and I wish I remembered his name, but we'll say, oh, Chuck with Solar ABC sent us this really awesome installation picture. If you're in that area, check it out because this work looks great. Or what I really like is if you send us like maybe some pictures of an installation that you come across that the code violations are numerous.
I think I've got a picture that we can use for that, so we can give some cheers and jeers next time when we're actually back in the studio.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, we'll have some fun with that. So send your pictures. nightmode@solaredge.com.
That's awesome.
Yep. Until next time, guys, we really appreciate you joining us. We're going to make sure that we get this into Designer, right?
Yeah, it'll be in Designer.
Wonderful.
And Aurora and Go Solo and all the things.
All right. Well, until next time, stay sunny,
stay optimized.
We'll see you guys around. Thanks a bunch.